Hey there, and welcome to HisTime365. I'm so glad you're here for day 53 of our 365-day journey through the Bible. Today, we'll look at Deuteronomy 17 through 20, and I'll walk you through what happens, what it means, and why it matters. I'll share a summary and some insights to help you see the big picture and connect with the heart of the scripture. During your quiet time, I encourage you to read today's lesson in a Bible translation that speaks to you best. Now grab a quiet moment, take a deep breath, and let's spend a few minutes giving God His time. Divine Laws for Daily Life. Insights from Deuteronomy 17 through 20. Have you ever wondered how ancient laws can still resonate in our modern lives? In Deuteronomy chapter 17 through 20, we discover a treasure trove of guidance that speaks to us about justice, leadership, and personal responsibility. As we dive into these chapters, we find Moses addressing the people of Israel, sharing God's laws that are meant to govern not just their society, but their hearts. In chapter 17, Moses begins with instructions regarding the appointment of a king. This king is not to be like the surrounding nations. He must not accumulate excessive wealth or horses, nor should he take many wives, as these things could lead his heart astray. Deuteronomy 17:16 through 17. Instead, the king is to write a copy of the law and read it daily, ensuring that he remains humble and obeys God's commandments. Moving to chapter 18, we see God's provision for the priests and Levites, who are to be supported by the offerings of the people. This emphasizes the importance of honoring those who serve spiritually among us and maintaining a community that supports one another. Moses also warns against false prophets and instructs the people on how to discern true prophets from imposters. The test of a true prophet is simple. Whatever they predict must come to pass. Deuteronomy 18:22. Chapter 19 shifts our focus to cities of refuge, a remarkable concept where individuals who accidentally cause harm can find safety. This serves as a beautiful example of mercy and justice intertwined. It reminds us that not every mistake deserves punishment. Sometimes we must seek understanding and provide a second chance. In chapter 20, we encounter laws regarding warfare. Before going into battle, the Israelites are encouraged to assess their readiness and trust in God. They are reminded that God fights for them, and they should not fear. Additionally, we learn about the treatment of the conquered cities and how to distinguish between those that should be spared and those that should face judgment. This section teaches us about the balance of justice and compassion, even in dire circumstances. As we reflect on these chapters, we can draw several practical applications for our daily lives. For instance, consider the concept of leadership. In today's world, whether in a workplace or family setting, a good leader prioritizes integrity, humility, and service over personal gain. Just as the king of Israel was to uphold the law, our leaders, be it at work, home, or in the community, should live by principles that promote unity and justice. In our relationships, the idea of cities of refuge can be quite significant. Imagine a family member or friend who makes a mistake. Instead of immediate judgment, we can choose to offer grace and understanding, allowing for healing and growth. Just as God provides refuge, we too can create safe spaces for those around us. Moreover, the teachings about warfare remind us to be prepared in our personal battles, whether they be mental health struggles or challenges at work. Just as the Israelites were told to evaluate their readiness, we can assess our emotional and mental preparedness before diving into stressful situations. Seeking help when needed, whether through counseling or support groups, mirrors the biblical principle of asking for strength from God. Finally, the warnings against false prophets serve as a pertinent reminder about the information we consume in our digital lives. In a world filled with voices vying for our attention, we should discern what is true and beneficial. This means filtering out negativity and harmful influences, much like the Israelites were taught to discern the true prophets from the false ones. As we wrap up our reflection on Deuteronomy 17 through 20, one key takeaway stands out. Living by God's principles leads to a more just, compassionate, and fulfilling life. How can the principles of leadership seen in Deuteronomy 17 apply to your workplace or community? In what ways can you create a city of refuge for someone in your life who needs support? How do you discern truth from falsehood in today's information age? Thanks so much for joining me today for HisTime365. Remember, today's reading is Deuteronomy 17 through 20, so be sure to spend some time with those verses during your quiet time. Tomorrow, we'll be diving into Deuteronomy 21 through 23, so feel free to read ahead if you'd like to prepare. If you enjoyed this time together, don't forget to like, subscribe, and tap the bell so that you never miss a day on this journey. I'll see you back right here tomorrow for day 54. Until then, stay encouraged and thank you for giving God His time today.